Okay, lads, let's preview a massive game coming up this week for the US men's national team against Jamaica, Nations League semi-final time in Texas this Thursday. Nick, going to come to you straight away. Very interesting situation up top for the US. Josh Sargent was called into the squad. He's been on fire for Norwich City in recent weeks, but then he had to drop out. So Haji Wright's been called up, and he's been brilliant for Coventry in recent weeks and months as well. Balogun lost his form. I looked back, 1 goal in his last 10 games in the French top division for Monaco. So is there extra focus, I guess, on this centre forward position? And that's maybe the most intriguing situation for the US and how Berhalter lines up that attacking unit?
Yeah, for sure. I think there are real, pardon the expression, but or the comparison, I think there are real Arsenal vibes here. I think they're going to create a lot of chances. They're going to be solid in the midfield. They'll be fine at the back, although Jamaica will cause them problems. And are you going to finish your chances? And I don't know that I have the confidence right now. Of all the things I'm confident Gregg Berhalter will do well, is will he read the tea leaves on his forwards is the one I don't get. Because, Balogun's going to start because I think that's the deal that Gregg made with him. But are you going to, in a semifinal, when are you going to pull the cord? Because he has looked at times in a U.S. shirt frustrated. And that's a relationship that Berhalter's going to want to manage. So I don't know. Balogun's the answer here, right? Like he's the idea here. He's what it's supposed to be. But this is also a semifinal against a team that may score on you.
Yeah. And Ricardo Pepi's been really good for PSV whenever he's had the opportunity as well. So, Andy, I mean, when we talk about sort of the dream team, if you will, for the US in attack, it's Weah, Pulisic, Balogun, and Reina, right? But when you actually look at those players, 3 of those 4 are badly out of form. Pulisic is the only one that's really in incredible form for Milan right now. So who else could start in those positions? I mean, like Nick said, you're probably going to have to score a couple against Jamaica to get through her.
U.S. men's national team, same as it ever was, right, guys?
Pretty much, yeah.
Get to that, finally reach that moment, that crescendo of the young talent coming in. And these are the ebbs and flows of professional careers. This is how it goes. Every player goes through this, at various times. Christian Pulisic, it went through it for 3 years recently. It felt like it was just constant wondering of, does he need to leave Chelsea? Where does he need to go? He needs to be playing regularly. He's not confident when he comes into national team camp. And now that's what I'm most excited to see. I totally take the point of there's questions around a lot of other players, but what does Christian Pulisic at this point of his career, now entering into those prime years, in good club form, very confident, in a good situation where he seemingly is happy and enjoying playing once again, what's that going to look like for the U.S. men's national team? It could be another level that we maybe haven't seen from him. And so I'm going to be focusing, and this isn't even trying to have the glass half full or look on the bright side of things. I'm really focusing on that because this is the player that we've talked about for how long that could ascend to another level. And I don't mean maybe globally, but certainly within CONCACAF and be the undisputed top dog on the continent. And I'd like to see some of that from him, not just at the Nations League semifinals and final, but going into Copa America as well, and really put his stamp on the U.S. men's national team.
That would be great. That would be great to see. We all love to see that. Malik Tillman's been excellent for PSV as well, so that's another playmaking player that could have a big role in these attacking areas of the pitch. Great to have Tyler Adams back, obviously, from injury. Just have him in the squad. He'll probably, play 30-plus minutes. He came off the bench for Bournemouth recently, so that's just wonderful to have the captain and the leader and just someone that makes the team tick in a really good way. Johnny Cardoso has been excellent for Real Betis. Nick and I have been talking about that a lot. He's been great in La Liga as well, so another great option in holding midfield. And in centre-back as well, this looks like a big opportunity for Chris Richards, Mark McKenzie, maybe to really rubber stamp that they are the future at that position, and those are the 2 guys moving forward that will start. But Nick, when we talk about all of that, obviously Jamaica, the Reggae Boys, how dangerous is this game for the US? Because Mikel Antonio's back fit, scoring goals for West Ham. Damari Gray's up top there. Bobby Decordova-Reid. They don't have Leon Bailey. He's been left out of the squad due to disciplinary reasons for breaking a curfew the last time he played for Jamaica. So that's a boost for the US that's happened because he's been exceptional for Aston Villa this season. But kind of set it up there that they're going to be really solid and tough defensively, and then try and look to counter. And they actually have players on the counter that could really hurt the US.
Yeah, but I also look at this as a potential vibes camp for the US. We have Pulisic has obviously been fantastic for Milan, so not quite with him. And McKennie's been fantastic for Juve. But I look at Weah and I look at Musa, and you're looking at 4 players who are very, very good, who are playing quite a bit, and now get to come be the focal point altogether. So it is really, I don't want to make it about the forwards, because Christian Pulisic has 28 goals for the United States men's national team. It's about who's ever going to finish their chances, because even if Jamaica does get a scrappy goaler here, their midfield will be combative. I think they have 2 Coventry players as well, but I just don't see their back line hanging with the U.S. And certainly the goalkeeper can make a big difference. We've seen it on this continent quite a bit, but it's just going to be about whether they finish their chances. And I think there's a chance for, like I said, a vibes win here where Pulisic, Weah, Pepe, they're all on the scoreboard, and you get a 4-2 win that doesn't feel like 4-2. It feels more like 5-1. And that's what I want out of the U.S. men's national team, because we don't know what they're going to get. We're going to get against, if it's Argentina or Brazil or whoever in those important Copa America games. But we can say this is, maybe the 4th best team in CONCACAF. Go beat them soundly.
Yeah. Time to kick on, right? This is the strongest group of squad. Just reading through those names there and seeing which clubs they're at, how well they're playing this season. Never been like this. This is the absolute golden generation so far of the US national team. Andy, obviously Nick believes it will be a resounding win for the US. Do you go along with that? And looking ahead to potentially playing Panama or Mexico in the final after that, tough. But again, this is time for the US to show their dominance.
Yes. Yeah, this is, for all intents and purposes, the competitive start to the 2026 World Cup cycle for the U.S. Nations League semifinal, hopefully final. Copa America, you don't have qualifying, so that's going to look a little bit different going to the next World Cup. But this is where they really start to test themselves, and this is where they need to look at their best. This is where the potential needs to become reality for this team on the field with this coach that they brought back. And that's kind of a subplot that is not, I guess maybe we all have Gregg Berhalter fatigue and U.S. men's national team head coach fatigue after everything that kind of played out over the last year plus. But that's something that's not really being talked about right now, because the reason effectively that he is back is, I think, because of almost to a man within the locker room, they all backed him. They all wanted him back. The players have been given the tools and the pieces, the minds, the people around them to set out and achieve what they want to achieve. So now it is just time to go do it. And that, to me, is the most exciting thing, because I've loved talking about the potential. Now we get to actually see if it's real. I think it is. I think they win 4-1 in this game. I think they look just really, really confident and comfortable with that expectation and that pressure on them. And that, to me, I think would be the best sign for a not so young, but not veteran team yet at this stage of the cycle.
Yeah, I mean, it's had a couple of draws in close games against Jamaica recently. So I feel like 2-1 maybe might be, in fact, it's semi-final. That's what I'm going for. 2-1 to the US. But you're right. I think this is a huge summer and a huge spring and summer for Berhalter, because we're just over 2 years out from the World Cup on home soil. He needs to win this and then to go really, really far. I'm talking semi-finals. Anything less than that is a disappointment in Copa America this summer, to prove that he is the right guy moving forward with this really talented young group of players. And I'm just going to say it. Mourinho's available. Do you think US soccer wouldn't go and do something like that ahead of a World Cup on home soil? I don't know. I'm
okay,
just
Jeff, just for floating that out there. Wait until what we put out when Gareth Southgate inevitably leaves England. We will float some names out there for England that you will not be happy about. Remember,
really wish I wouldn't have done that now. Anyway, I'll take Jurgen Klopp, Eddie Howe. Like that'd be great.
Roy's available.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Moving swiftly on. Remember,
Big Sam
on NBCSports.com for all the latest on the US men's national team against Jamaica. Massive game in Texas, Nations League semi-final. It's going to be a really good one, and the winner will play in the final at the weekend. So we'll keep you covered on that game as well. Nick and Andy, thanks so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll speak to you all very soon. Cheers, guys.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch more videos all season long. And for even more Premier League content, from original series to live matches, head over to Peacock. And be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend on USA Network and on Peacock. We will see you there.